Like, you want to impress like a chick on a date and she likes seafood, you take her to a seafood
Red
boil.
Lobster.
You know, that's really where you take your hood chick. You know what I mean? Like, it really is. Like, that's where you're going to take your low-class eater. You know what I mean? Your main thing goes to the seafood boil. She's going to get the money spent on her, all right? Have you ever had a question you wanted to ask the opposite race but you were too nervous to ask?
I'm Turner Sparks.
And I'm Phil Duckett.
And this is Black and White Advice.
Where we answer all your questions about race, even the scary ones.
This is Black and White Advice.
You've got a question, but you're scared to ask. Just drop the boys a message, cause they're up to the task. They're rolling the dice, they ain't always nice, but you can't think twice and get it. Black and White Advice. Black and White Advice.
All right, everybody, welcome to the show. I'm Turner Sparks.
The real deal, educated Phil the thrill.
We got Joe Russell, Joe the Muscle Russell behind the glass on the ones and twos.
I got a mic now.
Hey, a.k.a. Big Lube in the building, huh?
Do you have a camera on you, Big Lube?
Nope.
Did we start too soon?
No, I'm just doing the sound for now.
Okay.
And then, because it's a lot of work to put the video in for now.
Got you.
Yeah.
Until we get a real
I want
studio.
to let's get big, and then I'll take the time to put my fucking face in.
Nice, okay.
Get real big.
Speaking of getting big, Patreon's exploding right now.
I've heard we've been doing well.
We've been doing extremely well. Thank you, everybody. We're so close to getting you in a mosh pit.
Are they still the gentrifiers?
Well, they're still, yes,
Okay.
I believe.
Okay, we'll have to double check.
We'll have to double check.
But we were the gentrifiers at one point, and I'm still stuck on that because it was named after
To
me.
you, they're still the gentrifiers.
There will always be the gentrifiers to me from now on. So, but I thought that was cool as shit. So.
We will soon be getting you in a mosh pit. Very soon. I want to start, by next episode, I'm going to have a few options for punk concerts to go to. Because we got to start planning now. We got to get you gear. We got to get you shirts. Whatever, like to put on your
Brass knuckles? What is that?
No, they put X's on their hands. Do you know what that is? Have you ever seen that?
No.
This is like the real. You ever heard of straight edge?
Razors? So I've heard of a $1.50 where you take the razor and slice somebody's cheek open and it falls over.
So there's like no. This isn't violence based.
Oh, I'm
well,
like
no,
that.
it kind of is. But there's like a portion of the punk community that's just like buck wild, right? And like fun, party, go nuts. And then there's a portion that they call themselves straight edge, which means they don't drink alcohol or do drugs. But then they try to go fight anyone that does. And they put X's on their hands.
Meaning, I'm going to beat your ass because you like to have fun?
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to... Oh.
Are you going to go after them?
Oh, I'm a curb stomp on
Yeah.
that motherfucker. You sober little bitch. Don't you ever come over here trying to impede on my fun. Yeah, I'm with that.
And then do you know there's two different kinds of skinheads?
I don't want to go nowhere with no skinheads.
Well, you won't. Don't worry. There won't be any.
I'm like, you're taking me to somewhere where there's skinheads?
There
Like
won't- no,
neo-Nazis?
No. So there are those. Obviously, those exist on planet Earth. That's what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, but they go to the punk concert.
No, the punk ones are the anti-racist skinheads. They call themselves sharps. Skinheads against racial prejudice.
This is all sounding real LGBTQ.
And there's a version of
There's
that.
sharps. They're bears.
Yeah.
There's twinks.
And it comes from like 70s England when like Jamaican music mixed with punk music.
Y'all took Jamaican music.
No, literally black people are part of this community as well.
They're black punkers.
Yes.
Well, now I got to see it to
All
believe
right.
it. That's news to me. I did not
There's
know.
black skinhead that are part of that group. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Yeah, and they go around and try to find racist ones and fight them. But it's really confusing when you're at the show because they look very similar. Everybody looks similar.
So when we go to this punk concert, I want a T-shirt, but I want you to put a Confederate flag on the back and a swastika on the front. And let's see who comes after me.
Everyone will.
Oh, well, then let it be a fight.
They're like very left wing.
Oh, well, we'll fight to the death. 38 people in, one person out.
When I was in 9th grade, my locker guy next to me, locker mate, is that what you call it? The guy next to you?
Yeah.
He was like one of those anti-racist skinheads.
See, they exist.
So he had a bald head. He had like suspenders.
Yep.
And then like boots, jeans and boots.
Yeah, Doc
Like,
Martens.
Yeah,
right?
Doc Martens.
Yeah.
And he would close my locker with his head for me.
Slam
I'd be
it?
like, hey man, can you close my locker? And he would just smash his head against my
Because
locker.
they're good at headbutting.
Yeah.
I love to see the follow up on this group. How many CTE patients we got? 9 of them killed their girlfriends. 9 of them just brutally murdered their spouse.
Yeah, they wear like the plaid shirt tucked
Yep.
into the
And I
jeans.
asked him once, I was like, hey, man, you're not like a Nazi or anything. Like, that's what people are saying. He's like, oh, no, I'm not into that shit. And I was like, I just left it at that. I was like, all right.
I'm not into that weirdo shit. And then he slams his face.
But
into your
these anti-racists, they got a real uphill battle in society because no one's ever heard of them. So you see a guy like that, you just think he's a Nazi skinhead, and he's got to explain a whole culture.
And he's like, no, I'm one of the good
England
ones.
and Jamaica, and like it takes too long. By the time he gets halfway through the topic, he's getting his ass kicked already.
Of course.
You know what I mean? No one's waiting to hear the
you're
explanation.
guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah,
So,
So anyway, they'll be there. So that's going to be soon. Joe the Muscle Russell is going to be there filming the whole thing, and we're going to release it exclusively to our Patreon subscribers.
That's right.
I'm kind of nervous about going somewhere with skinheads.
It's going to be exciting.
I'm definitely bringing brass knuckles.
It's going to be exciting. I'm telling you, if you wear like a Confederate flag and a Nazi thing, you're
There's going to be a problem.
Although you're black. So
That's what I'm like. They're like, oh, he's one of the good ones.
They're not going to.
This is everything I hate. I just put like a
They're not going to figure out what to do with you.
Yeah, I'm like, come on.
After we hang out with the skinheads, can we go get potato skins? Just keep it a skin night. We go to TGI Fridays.
Oh, they do have good potato skins.
TGI Fridays?
With the Jack Daniels ribs.
Oh my
They
gosh.
invented them.
One of the best days of my life was I've said before, it was when I could touch the bottom of the rim, right? That was the best day of my high school life. Best day of my adult life was when I was living in this town in China, like, nothing. There's no foreign products of anything anywhere. And then a TGI Fridays opened in town.
You were there every weekend.
Everyone I knew, all my like American friends, we just were there. Yeah, the 3-for-all with the.
How do you eat the ribs with chopsticks?
They had it was like walking into a little America.
Oh, I don't know.
And they still had the flair. It was all Chinese staff.
Gotcha.
But they had the suspenders, the 37 pieces of
I love
flair.
it. I love
The
it.
whole thing. It was fantastic. So I always have a place in my heart for TGI
I just thought
Fridays.
about somebody trying to pick up a rack with some sticks. I mean,
I'm sure they offered the chopstick option for Chinese people who didn't know how to use a fork and a knife,
yeah, that's true.
I guess so.
Anyways, Fridays is going bankrupt now, so it's gone way downhill.
Are they done?
They're going bankrupt.
That doesn't mean they're done. Red Lobster went bankrupt. They still here. They just
Donald
have to-
Trump went bankrupt like 15 times.
Right, they're going to have to close a couple locations, but they'll be all right.
Do you know why Red Lobster went bankrupt?
Unlimited shrimp
Yeah.
took them out of business.
No, that's not
it
true.
Dead
backfired.
serious. Dead serious. Unlimited shrimp finally caught up with them.
People ate him out of business?
Ate the fuck out of them.
That's how you know we're too fat in America.
Yeah. First of all, shrimp's an expensive thing in general. So for you to offer unlimited, I don't care how low the quality is, that's going to catch up with you.
Not a smart idea. But when you can eat a company out of business, we need a national diet.
Yeah. You don't hear of that happening anywhere else.
This is my black and white advice question. Why do black people love Red Lobster?
First of all, what's not to love? All right, the cheddar butter biscuits number one. I'm gonna go for the biscuits. They could stop serving all the seafood, and they was like, we just got unlimited biscuits. I'm gonna stop in.
Fair enough.
But then black people, we love, most of us, unless you're like allergic, but for the most part, most black people, we love seafood, like some crab legs. I knew black people over COVID that was spending their whole stimulus check on crab legs, like a week. They was having full blown seafood boils.
Why didn't I think of that?
I mean, it was going crazy. So I remember those. Those are crazy times. People just salmon, scallops. I want 30 pounds of fucking crab legs. I'm like, that's like $700.
Doesn't everybody love crab legs?
I mean, I'm
Seafood
sure.
boils?
I'm sure, but I'm not like in our community, like how we do it. Like it's like a thing. Like we really.
There's a place right across the street. A seafood boil place.
Is it called the Boil?
It might be. It's packed.
Yeah.
Like every weekend. I would say 90% black people.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that was a thing
Yeah. You just thought
until I lived in this neighborhood. I just thought everyone liked seafood.
I mean, everybody does like seafood, but we like crab legs and stuff.
Where
like
you
we
get the gloves.
you
It's one of those
ain't
places.
got to
It's
give
a-
us the gloves. We still gonna fuck them up, but yeah, they get the gloves. Seafood boils like our kind.
And then it
That's our
comes in
love
that-
language.
That like boiling hot plastic bag.
Yeah. Oh, so good with the corn, the potatoes. Yeah, that's our love language. Like you want to impress like a chick on a date, and she likes seafood. You take her to a seafood
Red
boil.
Lobster.
That's like, that's really where you take your hood chick. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it really is. Like that's where you're gonna take your low class eater. You know what I mean?
It's like Goodfellas.
Yeah,
That's Friday nights for the Red Lobster
This
girl?
is where your guma goes. Is Red Lobster.
Saturday
Your
night.
main thing goes to the seafood boil. She's gonna get the money spent on her. All right.
We got a hate mail, and we've been teasing this for a very long time on this show that at some point most shows will ignore their haters. We embrace our haters. Not only do we embrace them, we're going to respond to them.
I want their names and addresses.
Oh, I got it all.
Okay.
I don't have addresses, but we can make them up.
I want their IP address.
1-3-4-6-7-8-3-9. All right. So these are, you send us in hate, you're going to get a response from us right now. I don't deal with it nicely. I'm not somebody who can just.
I don't know if you guys noticed under our posts. If it gets too crazy, I'll talk shit back. I
talk shit back.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
These people who say they don't read the comments, not us.
And I hate that I read the comments because the bigger we get, the more you're not going to be able to read the comments because it'll just wear you down.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be that much negativity. That's how you know your shit's good.
So for now.
But for now, we can do it. But there'll come a point where I'm not even going to acknowledge that shit. You know what I mean?
I'll check out at some point, and then we'll just have Joe find us hate.
Yeah. Let him read all the draining things.
No problem, guys.
All right. So first piece of hate mail. This one is from the black, when we were trying to figure out, should you say black African American or person of color? Someone wrote in and they said, how should Phil be addressed, black African American person of color? Someone named April who's, do you know this person? Oh, really?
Well, that makes sense. I was like, well, that whatever is going to be said makes
I don't
sense.
believe this was a black person, but I'm not 100% sure.
White lady from Georgia.
Should we be saying these people's names?
Probably not.
Maybe
We'll
just
have
their
to
first
peep that.
names?
Yeah.
Should I just say the first name?
Yeah, just say it.
Where do you want me to start? Just
say this one's from April.
okay.
You know what? I'll just beep that one out. But in the future, let's just.
All right, we'll just do first name. I mean, listen, their full names on Instagram. It's
I don't want people to lose their careers, no matter how menial they may be.
So she says, why must color be referenced when speaking about anyone?
Yeah, and that is like some ignorant white shit to say.
Yeah.
Because that's the dumbest fucking question ever, if I'm being honest. And April's a nice lady. She's a sweet lady.
Don't worry, we didn't say her last name.
Okay, so April's a sweet lady. So, it's not like I have no animosity toward her. We've had drinks when I'm in Atlanta. She knows my sister. We've had drinks. Cool lady. And only people I feel like who are just so in their own bubble say shit like that. Why must race come in apart everything? As if we don't live in the United States of America where race is literally the backbone of this nation.
It's also, we're in a country with everyone. We have a lot of different races.
Right.
It's easy to. Most countries in the world just have whatever race that country is. If you're in Cambodia, it's all Cambodians. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. There's not America has a good percentage of black people, white people, Hispanic people, Asian people. Everybody's mixed together.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Got you. Okay.
So race is just a part of our country. In a way, it's not a part of most countries. But you can live in communities in America where there's no...
And also,
what
race. People fail to realize is America is still a baby in the grand scheme of things. So we ain't so far out of the racist time where it's something to be forgotten about. England, they've been around since the year 9. So they've gotten way more comfortable with black people fucking they white women because they've seen it for thousands of years. We are like a 400-year-old nation.
I don't even know if they're that comfortable with it. I don't think they were too fired up about Meghan
Markle. You see interracial
Merkel.
in the UK and shit. Interracial is not like a major. Nobody thinks about that shit. They just fuck who they fuck. Okay. You know what I mean? It's not like here where it's like stripes and spots don't mix. That's where I'm from in the South. In the UK, you don't really get a lot of that. I mean, you'll get class level racism, like based off,
Oh yeah, people always say, "What class are you?
Yeah,
are you middle class?"
Yeah, what they call that Cockney, like those people are like looked down upon as like poor, and then you wouldn't see like someone from the royal family mixing in. But when it comes to like color and shit, like they don't really trip too crazy about the colors mixing in Europe. You know what I mean? That is still a major thing, even here for us. It's you see interracial now in America more than you've ever seen it. And people still gonna talk shit, you know what I mean? Even though you see it, it's still different.
Yeah, although there's two Americas, right? Like there's the America that if you're interracial, like they love that. You're like, oh my god, look at them, that's so great.
Well, it's just the Northeast America. It's the same country.
Well, and the West, like West Coast stuff. Yeah. But I know what you're saying.
Anywhere where gay shit is like completely allowed and people say be free, they'll allow interracial.
Yeah.
But anywhere they're uncomfortable with gay, they definitely don't want you mixing with their women neither.
It's either celebrated or it's the exact opposite.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's not normal.
Either they celebrate everything or they celebrate nothing.
Yeah. The other thing, her question is, because the question was, do we call someone like Phil black, African American person
You
of
just
color?
call me a real
And she's
motherfucker
like,
when you see me.
Why do you have to reference any color when speaking about somebody? It's just descriptive.
Yeah.
You're
don't
allowed
know.
to describe people.
Yeah, do they
right?
not ask you to check what box on the damn sheet? Or
Yeah.
what race are you? Well, I mean, that's a dumb question.
All right.
But thank you, April.
Thanks, April.
For letting us know.
We love you.
You're a Republican from Georgia.
Here we go. Next one. This is Applon. Applon. Do you know this person?
Applon. Do not.
Okay. This is in reference to me. When you asked, do white people, you said, do you wash your legs and feet? Or are you dirty like other white people?
I don't remember saying it like that. I don't remember.
Like, what are they? Tracy and Taylor Swift and whatever her boyfriend's name
dirty
is?
like other white people is funny as hell. Might have been insinuated, but never said it.
So she said, my answer to you is yes, I do wash my legs and feet. And I was surprised to hear that other people don't. Applon says Turner doesn't wash his legs or feet either. He just said he did because he didn't want to be with the masses. Okay. And then I went to her page.
Nice.
Because I'm a real, SOB. And she said, it says her description of herself, I'm a Christian, I'm a veteran, and I'm a supporter of positivity. Not very positive, just talking shit about somebody on an Instagram clip. Applon.
She could sense your dirty fucking leg.
No, here's the other thing. Here's what I want to say. If I didn't watch, it would be funnier for me to be like, this show's a comedy show. It would be funnier for me to say, oh yeah, no, I don't either. But my natural reaction was I was shocked. I've never heard that anyone doesn't.
And then you saw how many people responded to that. You were like, wow, my people are in the dark.
Yeah, most people in the responses were like, oh no, I don't do that either. I don't wash my feet and legs.
In the darkness. You hear me? That level of nasty.
I'm not going to lie to look cool on this show. If anything, I'll lie the other way to try to get the show going a little bit.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
I believe you wash your legs because I would have known. You'd have had a little hint.
You could
of
smell it coming
yeah.
away.
You'd have had a little twang to you. I'd have smelled it.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, last one. This is from Robert. Oh, wait. I'm not supposed to say his last name. This is also with the white people washing their legs one. Robert says, with all the serious things going on, and this show is the nonsense people are attracted to. Yes, it is,
Damn
Robert.
Right, Robert. Damn right. All right. Because we have an inauguration coming soon. Okay.
It's already come.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
That's how fast these things hit us.
Okay. So it's already happened. You think we're not going to talk about shit that makes people take their mind off the mess that we're in? I mean, because we're over here. We got real fucking fires that just decimated California. We got immigrants who are about to get deported who have been working here for the last 10 years and do great work. And they might be shipping me back to Africa along with my counterparts.
He's going back to Africa.
Maybe. I don't know what your boy Trump has planned. But I know we're going to name it the Gulf of America. So, yeah, we like to take our mind off things, with these funny fucking questions. Maybe you get the dildo out your ass and have some fun with us.
This isn't the year 2020. Not everything has to be serious.
Right.
We're allowed to have fun again. Comedy's allowed to be fun again.
Yeah, we can say whatever we want to say, and we let you say whatever you want to say, and we acknowledge your ignorance.
Somebody was just saying to me, they were like, oh, like you wouldn't have been able to make, I was talking about like Curb Your Enthusiasm with somebody, and they're like, oh, that joke he made, that was 15 years ago. He wouldn't be able to make that joke now. And it was about like a woman who in his office who has like a bare midriff, but isn't in shape. So it's like a flabby bare midriff. Do you remember that episode?
I do not remember that, but I'm sure that was
And
phenomenal.
he's sitting there and he's like, I think you need a certain level of sit-ups to wear a shirt like that. And my friend was like, oh, he couldn't make that today. I'm like, I think he could. I think we're actually past the politically correct world of comedy. All right. That's it. We'll be back, everybody, with your black and white advice questions.
All you homeowners have unique needs. Some feel the need to leave up holiday decorations year-round. Others have the need to use their garage as practice space for their new metal band. And because each homeowner has unique needs, Geico helps you get the right coverage for your home and what's in it. That way, you get exactly what's right for you, even if your needs are unique. Get more with Geico.
Hey, you want to get bonus content, early episodes, and have your questions answered on the show?
Well, then subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/blackandwhiteadvice and subscribe right now.
Do it, and we'll give you a shout out on a future episode.
And I might call you the N-word.
All right, we're back with your black and white advice questions. First question, Phil. This is directly for you. This is from Drew in Detroit, who writes in a lot. He looked at one of the clips. On one of the clips, you say something about being dog walked. In the DEI training clip, right? And you say that I don't know. You use the term dog walked. He wants to know, what does dog walked mean?
Wow, that's pretty white. I mean, I kind of thought you use your context clues. Like, if you whooping somebody's ass and you dog walking them, what do you, when you walk your dog, what are you? You're the owner. Yeah, you're my bitch, and I'm the master.
Is that a common term? I've only heard it from you.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty common in our community.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because I looked it up on Google because I was making the clip, and I couldn't find it.
Yeah, I mean,
I
y'all
went to
haven't
Urban
stolen
Dictionary.
that slang from us yet. Urban Dictionary is made by white people so they can understand us. So y'all just haven't. We create all new slang all the time to keep y'all
I gotta
guessing.
tell you, he enjoyed the term.
Oh, it's a good term.
He literally didn't know what it meant.
It works. But yeah, you guys just haven't picked up on it. It'll be in next year's edition probably.
All right, nice.
If it comes from white people steal that term, it's going to mean something completely different. It means like you take the little guy for a walk and then you clean their poop up, and it's going to be like you pamper him.
Yeah. That's why y'all should steal our shit.
Maybe like an S&M thing.
Yeah, it was like, oh my god,
You're the man.
are you gonna dog walk me?
Yeah,
and you're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
God, shut up, Connor.
Dog walked.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. This is Teresa in Houston, Texas.
H-Town?
She says, I'm a Latina and pretty attracted to white guys.
Unfortunate.
My friend, I think it's great. My friend at work said if I want to date white guys, I need to start watching sci-fi movies. What else should I know about to keep up with white guys on a date?
Is that like y'all's thing? Y'all big into like sci-fi?
I do not like sci-fi movies, but I think it's a thing because everyone I know is. I mean,
the new Star Treks are good. I didn't really get into the old Star Treks as a kid.
I've never gotten into any of them.
But growing up, my dad was a really big Star Wars guy. So as a kid, that was like our movie. Me and my dad, that was like our thing.
Yeah.
My dad used to quote Star Wars to me. I was like, impressive, most impressive. But you are not a Jedi yet. Like, I still, you know what I mean? Like, so Han Solo, Obi-Wan, Jabba the Hutt. Like, I remember those. I don't even watch the new Star Wars. I don't know anything about them, the characters. But yeah, that was my thing. I really liked Star Wars.
I tapped out at Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, me, Jar Jar Binks. That was in like the 2000s.
That was the end for me.
Yeah, that was when they first... Like when Dark Maul came to the scene.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it also became, I honestly was never that into him to begin with. I just missed it. My age group, I think, missed it.
Yeah.
I was after the original three, but way before. I was already like a senior in high school.
That was 2002 when those next three came
I was
out.
in college. So like you're not going to get into Star Wars.
Exactly.
As a college
and I missed
kid.
it too. So it wasn't for my dad wasn't such a big fan because they came out when he was in college.
Yeah.
And he told me, he was like, man, at the time when this came out, we had never seen special effects like that in our entire life. It was one of the craziest things we'd ever seen.
Yeah.
So those are his favorite movies. So I'd watch all of them. Yeah.
My brother was a little kid then. Yeah. White people do love sci-fi.
Yeah.
Do black people like sci-fi?
I don't want to speak for the entire race. I know I do. I mean, like Back to the Future.
Is Back to the Future sci-fi? I thought sci-fi had to be.
It has to be. It's not real. They went back in time.
In my head, sci-fi is. There's like aliens involved, or maybe it's like a guy like on Star Trek, but with like a weird shaped head,
Predator, things like that,
a different planet.
Got you. Do you think because of the planet? No, it just has to be science fiction.
All right, well then I like sci-fi.
That a boy. Now you're on board.
Back to the Future.
Yeah,
Marty McFly.
Yeah, Marty McFly.
Chuck Berry.
Yeah, man. See.
Anyway, here's the things you need to know about white people if you want to go on a date with them. I made a list: long distance running. We're very into, meaning like you're training for just tell them you're training for a triathlon.
Have you seen that though? Especially in New York City, people like running clubs are like the new big thing to meet.
I know
people.
a guy.
You know
he
that?
has a new girl. I just hung out with a friend and he's like, oh yeah, I got this new girlfriend. We met at our running club. She was pretty hot.
How do you get to know people? I don't know about y'all.
Like
I can't talk when I run. I cannot talk. Matter of fact,
how's it going?
If you want to get cussed out, talk to me on a long ass run.
Agreed.
I need all my oxygen for this 9 mile.
Agreed. I run not a lot, but like 3 to 5 miles, something like that. And every once in a while,
that's a lot of running, Turner.
Every once in a while, somebody will be like, "Oh, I'll run with you." I'm like, "No, thank you."
No. I have earphones.
Yeah. I'm gonna listen to a podcast.
Yeah.
I'm gonna listen to myself.
I can
just laugh at us.
I see you just full blown sprinting to yourself. Like that was so funny.
Trying to get our plays up. trying to get us more money on Spotify. And I listen to podcasts. Yeah, if you try to like, hey, how's it going? What have you been up to recently? I'm like, shut up. Get away from me. Anyway, this guy I know apparently just completely hit on a girl successfully, and now he's been dating her for 4 months based off of a running club. But he goes, listen, I'll tell you this. It's a good way. If you date exclusively in running clubs, you know they're in shape.
Yeah, if that's what you're looking for. I need a little more jiggle in my jam.
Okay, yeah. Well, maybe you go short distance running clubs.
Yeah.
Run just
I think
to the KFC
I'd
or
probably
something.
meet my like I'd meet a good woman like a burger club. Someone go around the city trying different burger spots.
To each his own. Potato. Anyway, long distance running. So tell them you're training for a marathon or half marathon or whatever. Microbrews. I think white guys are really into microbrews.
CrossFit.
That's
a place.
CrossFit's a good one. And any shows on NPR. National Public Radio. So like This American Life. Do you know that podcast?
How do you meet people listening to a podcast?
No. She's saying, what do I do on a date?
Oh, on a date.
What do I bring up?
NPR.
Topics. You go, I was just listening to NPR.
All right. Well, if he's a square white dude, then bring up NPR. You got. It also depends on
all white people listen to NPR.
No, I bet if he's
not Phil from Chico.
I bet if it's Chet Hanks, he doesn't listen to NPR. That's what I'm saying. You got to know what type of white boy you're dealing with. If it's Paul Wall, you think he's listening to NPR? No, you talk about his grill. Smile for me, Dad. You know what I mean? Like you got to like relate to him. We don't know what type. She's in Houston.
So she says I'm into white guys. You think she's talking about Chet Hanks and Paul Wall?
They're both white. Now you're judging people's whiteness.
Let's be
ego
honest.
on you.
Let's be honest.
So they're not white enough for you.
That's not what she's talking about.
Just saying.
Okay, I could be wrong.
We don't know what type of white.
Sorry.
Rob Dyrdek? What if she's talking about Rob Dyrdek? You think he's listening?
I'll give her new advice. Bone up on Ludacris and I don't know. What?
He's being a dickhead. No. Bring up cheese. Bring up flip-flops. Bring up Sperry's.
What are Sperry's?
Turner, don't play fucking coy with me.
Do you know what Sperry's are, Joe?
Sperry's?
I don't know what you're talking about.
The boat shoes?
Oh, is that what they're called?
Yeah, that's the brand.
Phil, that's the whitest thing you've ever said. You know the
You're
name of
whiter
those?
than I am.
You wear them.
I was saying that jokingly, actually. I've never heard of the brand. Have
Phil, do black people wear penny loafers?
Certain ones.
Okay, all right.
Ivy League guys.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not. Aren't you the fucking moron who told me the reason they call them penny loafers because they used to put a penny?
I thought that was true.
No, it is true.
I stood corrected. Oh, it was
We
true.
looked it up.
Oh, we got it on White Lies and Dark Truths.
It was true?
I was. I'll be honest. I was making that up, but I guess I nailed it.
I think it's enough money. I guess like a phone call used to cost that.
Okay. Oh, so it was.
I don't remember. I'll look it up for the.
Penny loafers. I remember like that's some bullshit. But
All right.
maybe.
Next question.
Oh, one more thing that white people,
Yes.
white dudes love, BJ's.
I think that's a universal.
I feel like
that's a universal pleasure. I
I feel
think.
like if you're in the Taliban, you like.
If you really want to impress this guy,
literally everyone, the furthest thing from a white
If
guy.
you really
likes
want to
those.
impress them, BJ. Yeah, you're going to impress everybody in that room.
you gotta know nothing about Star Wars.
Yeah, I was like, that'll definitely send the message for sure.
If he's wearing, what are they called? Skinnies? What are the
Spare.
If he's wearing Sperry's or not, one way or the
Let me tell
you're
you
covered.
something. If he's wearing Sperry's and some Docker khaki shorts, he's definitely going to love that BJ because, you know.
I think Southern white guys are their own thing. I think that's what we're running into
that's
here.
what it is. That's what I know. That's what I grew up
now,
around.
South Carolina white
so
guy
Sperry's
is its own world.
Yeah, you're from California.
That's a level above.
Yeah, you're a lot of tie-dye.
We're
and
rainbow flip-flops.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. All right, next question. This is from Dom in Brooklyn, but he's actually from Australia, lives in Brooklyn, and he's a Patreon subscriber. What's up, Dom? Love you. Dom said, and if you're a Patreon subscriber, by the way, your question gets answered on the show.
Yeah.
100%. 100% of the time, your question gets answered on the show. Patreon.com/black
I
and
don't
white
care if
advice.
we have 3,000 of them. We'll answer every single
We'll
one
get to him. We will get to him.
in one episode.
Dom in Brooklyn from Australia. He says, why can black people look so much better wearing more colorful clothes than white people?
I don't think that's true. I think it's all about the swagger. I think it's the person-to-person case.
I think skin tone might matter, right? White guys don't look as good. There's just something to it. There's no contrast, maybe.
I just think y'all ain't got that much style. So like if somebody put it together for you, you would wear it. Like, wow, it looks really cool. But y'all don't have that much style, a lot of y'all. So you can get all self-conscious about it. You're like, what if I look stupid? When I don't really think about that.
That's
I'm like, who gives a fuck? I'm fly as shit.
What if I look stupid is constantly runing through
Right. Meanwhile, I'm like,
white people's brains.
I'm like, yeah, people are gonna talk shit whether you look stupid or not. So why not wear what you like?
That's confidence.
Yeah.
Do you know Clyde Frazier, the voice of the New York Knicks?
Oh, I'm like, yeah, I'm
The
like
announcer?
the same Clyde Frazier.
He played for the Knicks in the 70s.
Yeah.
He always wears...
Walt Frazier.
Sorry, Walt.
That's what I'm like.
Who am I thinking of? Clyde somebody else. Anyway, Walt Frazier. Frazier. He wears the big hat and like the super colorful suit.
Well, that's different.
He looks amazing.
Yeah. But you know who? But a white dude used to do the same thing. Rest in peace, Craig Sager. Man, he was fly than a motherfucker.
That's a
Matter of
good
fact,
point.
even
That's a good
KG used to
point.
be like, "Look at you," and he knew he put that shit on.
That's a good
Craig
point.
Sager could dress his ass off.
Yeah.
So it ain't about white. It's about confidence.
So it's not about race at all.
Yeah.
All right, Dom. Good luck. Next question. We're cranking through them today. This is from another Patreon subscriber, Tug.
Tugboat,
Tug in Utah, original Patreon subscriber.
Mr. Super Soaker.
He says, I was walking through Home Goods in Utah, and as you'd expect, there's a lot of Black Santa decorations.
And as expected, no.
Well, let me finish.
As expected.
That are in the clearance bin.
Now that was the part I was expecting.
You gotta let the sit.
As expected. I'm like, is it?
I like how they try it in Utah, though.
Yeah. They were like, we're gonna try.
Maybe
just so
this
no
year.
one- Maybe this year we had an influx of brothers.
Corporate sends them to all, no matter what. So you're in Baltimore or you're in Provo,
30
Utah.
Black Santas in Utah.
And they go, listen, we just got to give it a shot.
I mean, and they can't give them away.
This could be the year.
They literally went from $5 to just take one.
You actually get a tax credit if you put a Black Santa on your lawn.
Just keep it up for a couple hours.
It's as close as they get to like the Black Lives Matter banner. It's just give us taking a free Black Santa. Anyway, he says it had me wondering how historical figures like Jesus and Santa are portrayed in the homes of multiracial families. He said now, where my wife and I are both white, we default to using a white Santa. And we're not religious, so we don't have Jesus at all. But if we did, I probably feel like we would feel like we were overcompensating if I were to use an olive-skinned Jesus. He says the question is whether this is even thought of for you and your wife, that's for me, or or I guess that could be for either one of us, or other couples multiracial.
Yeah, personally, white.
Is that a topic that comes up?
Yeah, it's always a topic. Come on, there ain't gonna be no white Jesus in my house.
No white Jesus. What about Santa?
Santa. I mean, we're gonna do Black Santas, but if we see a white Santa, it's understood. But in our house, we got Black Santas everywhere.
That's
even
amazing.
though we know.
I love that.
Even though we know Santa would be a white dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, because anytime a black dude would come down somebody's chimney unannounced, he'd be killed. So definitely got to be a white man. But when it comes to Jesus, I hate seeing white Jesus because I don't think Jesus was black, but he damn sure wasn't white with blue eyes. You ain't seen a blonde hair white man in fucking Jerusalem to this day. They all have darker skin. That is the Middle East.
Well, the Jews
that built the pyramids didn't look like Larry David. They looked.
But I'm saying the ones that are in Jerusalem today.
Today don't matter. We're talking about back then. There were no white people with blonde eyes.
Yes.
So Jesus was not blonde hair with blue eyes. So, but guess just like every crusader who came in and raped and pillaged and told everybody they had to be Christian, they made Jesus white because it looked like who they were. And people gonna portray Jesus based off who they are.
Whatever they are.
Yeah, that's how that goes.
So in your house, what color is Jesus?
Jesus always black in my grandmama's house and stuff.
He's just a black person?
Yeah, he's a darker skinned guy. Now, in some places, I've seen like olive color with like
That's what he was
brown
going
hair
with.
and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't get upset. Like, I'm not some lunatic who's like, you got a white Jesus in here.
Yeah.
Like, no, I get it. That's what you do. But yeah, in our house, culturally, most people that are of color, yeah, there's going to be a black Jesus.
I will say we don't have a Chinese Jesus in our household. Because that was his question. What do you do in multiracial families?
But y'all got Confucius in there.
We do have Confucius.
And Buddha.
And he is hanging like this. Yeah. We crucified Confucius in the other room.
To get more knowledge.
I guess Jesus, he wouldn't be black or white, right? Wouldn't he be Middle Eastern?
Right, exactly. But that's what I'm saying.
Egyptian of some
he'd be
sort?
a darker skin tone, which
Yeah.
Egyptian is black in my book. So, yeah, we're going black Jesus.
North African.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, final question. This is from Peter in Brooklyn. Peter says, I went to a comedy show in Brooklyn and noticed the audience snapping instead of clapping when they liked a joke. He says, I looked it up, and it turns out it comes from black culture and jazz music in the 1950s, but these were all white people at the show. Were either of you aware of this, and do you ever see people snapping at your jokes? Have you ever had that happen?
First, I mean, I know exactly what they're talking about. I've never seen that done at a comedy show.
You haven't? I've
seen it at poetry, like spoken word, those type of deals.
You haven't done the extremely white comedy clubs. Then.
I try to stay away from Brooklyn
They
and
go,
extremely white.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Is this a secret society that they can't be found? They don't want to be. What are they, Anne Frank? The fuck are you snapping for?
Joe, have you seen this?
That sounds like a poetry reading or something like that.
Every spoken word, there was like, so I walked through asunder, but my mother says I'm under. And they're like, preach.
That actually would get me to snap.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, you're like, wow.
No, I've seen it. Actually, I saw it years ago at the Lantern at one of my jokes. And then I've seen it super, because sometimes the Lantern Comedy Club will get like NYU students. And they're very in the artsy side. Anyone in the art that fancies himself as like an artistic person, Not anyone, but those are the type of people who would snap at jokes instead of clap. I looked it up. I mean, I guess it does have to do. It's 1950, like jazz music in the 40s and everything. But also then more recently, it's supposed to be clapping is like shocking to people
with autism. I don't care about that.
I know.
Why the fuck are you out? If you're that bad off, you need to stay the fuck at home.
So people who think of themselves as very pious, very like holier than thou nowadays. Ooh, it's good. But I liked it, but I don't want to. I got mad at an audience member one time. I was like, please. I stopped, and I was like, they were appreciating what I was doing, and I told them to never do that again.
Yeah, I mean, if your autism is so severe that clapping makes you want to like freak the fuck out, you got to stay home.
Especially at a comedy show.
You live in New York City. What do you do with all the horns around here, huh?
Exactly.
What are you doing?
And also, these people who were clapping at my thing, they weren't autistic. They were doing it in case.
So now we're just planning for somebody to be autistic somewhere.
Yes. I don't think
that's too inclusive for me.
If you're like an 85-year-old black man who played jazz music in the 1950s, do whatever you want.
I beat heroin, so my God, what are we talking about here?
That's before they knew heroin was bad, by the way.
I just feel like it didn't take much. I feel like that's a quick learning curve.
That's a pretty quick learning curve. You take it once, you go, well, this can't be good.
Yeah, I'm ready to suck dick now to get more. This
can't
has
be good
to be
for
bad
me.
news. This must be bad.
But if you're anything except an 85-year-old black man who used to play jazz music, do not snap at any of my jokes, at any of my comedy shows. And that's also going back to, that's why I don't perform really in Brooklyn.
Yeah, that's too far for
Martin
me.
Urbano's getting snaps.
Yeah, and no wonder he's like, I'm a fucking pedophile. I would too. Like, I'll fuck all you motherfuckers.
Shouldn't they just be laughing?
Right.
Laughing is ideal. Yeah.
Right. They act like every joke gets an applause break anyway. Like, what are you talking about? Your laughter might trigger somebody?
Have you ever had comedians tell you, they go, hey, at the end of your set, they go, hey, that was pretty, you got like 3 applause breaks.
I've had people tell me.
And I'm like, who counts applause?
Right, so I'm like, I don't really. I'm like, I just knew they were laughing.
I would just like laughs.
Yeah, I like the laugh.
If they're laughing so hard, then they feel the need to clap. That's fine too. But I'm not like in my head going, "There's 1 applause break. There's 2 applause breaks."
I've seen comedians who like force the applause break.
Oh,
and then they just lean into it and like don't say anything and look at you.
Oh, that's the
worst.
worst.
And I'm like, okay, you kind of made him.
I saw a guy one time, and before he goes on, he goes, he was headlining. I was like featuring some terrible show, in the Midwest. At like, not the Midwest is bad, but this show was bad. It was like in a hotel lobby or something, some road hack. And he was like, I've gotten like, what do you say? Like 413 straight standing ovations at the end of my show. And I'm like, oh wow, I'm ready to watch this. And then he goes up, he does this whole hour. And at the very end, he goes, you know what, everybody? I've gotten 413 straight standing ovations, and I know you're not going to break that streak for me. So they all stood up and give him a standing ovation.
I would have been. I would have paid good money to walk around to everybody in that crowd and give them $5. Like, sit the fuck up.
I was like, this guy's a genius.
Do not get up.
I wanted to start doing the exact same thing.
No, you don't. You're done. Turner, I wouldn't even be able to talk to you if I saw that shit. I'd be like, don't ever talk to me again.
It's 414 now, baby. But he was the whole time, so like, disgusted that he never had his break in Hollywood. He goes, I'm getting a standing ovation every show. This is before the show. People, a standing ovation. I can't get on Conan. I can't get on Kimmel. Yeah. Standing ovations. And then I saw it happen.
Yeah, you're like, no, it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense.
That's brutal.
That's wild.
All right, white lies and dark truths. Joe Russell, this is the fact check part of the show.
Yes.
What did we get right? What did we get wrong today? Let us know.
All right. Well, Back to the Future is definitely a sci-fi movie because it has sci-fi elements in the story, and they're also very critical to the story.
So sci-fi just means it could be anything.
Anything that has science that's not real. Fiction means fake.
It isn't happening on Earth.
Fiction just means not real.
Okay.
It's not true.
Fiction means not real?
Yeah.
I'm learning.
Fiction and nonfiction.
Science fiction has to have scientific elements to it. So it's not always just space, but it can be,
That's what you said.
We traveled
Look
back
at
in
you,
time.
Mr. Wikipedia.
No Wikipedia. It's called grad school.
Nailed it.
Hey.
I had no idea. I thought it had to have aliens.
No.
Look at me learning.
All right, on the penny loafers, which I think we've talked about this before.
We definitely have. But we got new listeners now, and they might not have listened to every episode.
So the loafer design allowed back in the day in the 30s just enough space for a penny in each shoe, the perfect hiding spot for a pay phone. But then, the prices went up, and you can't do anything for a penny now. Nothing's a penny.
Silver dollar
Get
loafers.
a quarter loafer.
Yeah.
Sacagawea loafers.
Oh, man, that'd be sick.
The next thing is scholars and archaeologists believe Jesus likely had brown skin, brown eyes, dark brown, black hair, similar to other people in Judea and Egypt at the time. And he may have been around 5 foot 5 inches, which is the average height.
Short king.
Short king.
Short king of the Jews.
Jesus was a short king.
Yeah.
Also, I said Egypt. That's got to be a truth then.
Yeah.
We weren't lying. No. I said he was Egyptian.
That's fair. You got that point. That's nice.
All right. So I feel like we did pretty good there.
We did.
One last thing. The practice of snapping after performance is generally thought to have originated in ancient Rome.
Oh.
So it goes way back, where audiences would express appreciation by snapping their fingers, waving their togas, or clapping with their palms.
So black people culturally appropriated.
Don't you dare fucking say that
Italians.
shit. Don't you fucking
Look
dare.
at that.
We never did that.
Well.
Well.
La-ti-da.
I'm out. Fuck this
Chicken's
shit.
coming home to roost.
I'm out of here.
All right. That's the show. Everybody, Patreon subscribers, Tug, Fun Kilo, the whole gang, everybody else, stick around. We're going to go straight to our Patreon show right now. By the way, next week, we got to name this show. We need some name for this bonus overtime show. We'll come up with it next week.
Oh, okay.
All right. That's it. Stay black.
You've got a question, but you're scared to ask. Just drop the boys a message, cause they're up to the task. They're rolling the dice, they ain't always nice, but you can't think twice and giving black and white advice. Black and white advice.
All you homeowners have unique needs. Some feel the need to leave up holiday decorations year-round. Others have the need to use their garage as practice space for their new metal band. And because each homeowner has unique needs, Geico helps you get the right coverage for your home and what's in it. That way, you get exactly what's right for you, even if your needs are unique. Get more with Geico.